PowerPoint just to show you what the settings look like. I'm sure you've seen your own settings. Oh, yes, we started recording, right? Oh,
I did. I
yeah,
just
okay.
put it on.
Yep,
Okay,
okay.
well, have a good class.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Let me make sure this is okay. I think it's recording here too. Okay, so I hope you have your phones. And again, Android or iPhone, or even if you have a tablet, the tablets have settings too. So anyway, I want to wait a few seconds and make sure everybody's on. You can just stay unmuted or stay muted, I should say. I'm sorry, mute, so that any sounds in your house won't disturb everyone. And when you want to speak, do you guys know when you want to speak, you just hold the space bar and that will unmute you while you're holding it. And then you let go and you're back on mute. Did you guys know that one? Space bar to unmute. So stay muted. Okay. All right. I'm not sure if everyone's here yet. And I know there's something here. I have to move this out of the way. Okay. I can see you all. I'm trying to see you guys. All right, we're going to see how this works because figuring this out here. Okay. I'm still kind of giving people a chance to come in because I don't think you're all here yet. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be holding up my phone, and I know it's kind of hard to see. There's glare. It's kind of hard, but you don't have to try to read what I'm showing you. So all your devices have settings, and each app that you use has settings. And it's a good idea to look at settings whenever you can. Settings are how you personalize your device. Settings are how you learn more about your device and what it can do or what your app can do. So for example, here's some things I learned in settings. So if I use my phone as an alarm clock, which I have, and my phone is sitting on my table, next to me on my nightstand or whatever, sorry. And the alarm goes off and I'm not quite ready to wake up. If I just flip my phone over, it goes to snooze. Okay. And again, that's something I learned in the settings. I was looking in the clock and I was looking at settings and it said, turn over to snooze. And it's a little checkbox. You just check it and turn it on. And that's how that works. Okay, so if you look at your phone, your settings of each of the apps that you use, you will learn more about your phone and how it works. And they're all a little bit different. They're not all exactly the same, right? Like a car, remember? So another thing is if your phone rings and you don't really want to hear it or answer it right away, again, try flipping it over. Now, it might be a setting you have to turn on, but maybe it's already turned on, so you can try it. But we can look at settings to see where things are. All right. I'm not able to see what I want to see here. Hang on. Got me spotlighted, so I can't change certain things, how things look. I don't need that. This is what I want. I want to be able to see you guys, but I can't really see everybody when I'm spotlighted. Okay, so I'm going to show you. This view is not working for me. I can't see what I want. A little bit of a PowerPoint to talk a little bit about settings so you can see what I mean. Okay. So I'm sharing the screen with you in a second here. There we go. And I'm going to start this here. I have to move this. You guys won't be able to see. Okay. All right, here we go. So the Android and the iPhone, again, look a little bit different. And what we're looking for first are, sorry, my thing's not working, our settings. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with my PowerPoint here. I can't, it's not going on to the next thing. The PowerPoint is not working. Sorry, guys. Oh, it worked. I practiced before this, of course, and it worked fine. I think it's because I'm spotlighted that I can't see the tools I need to see. All right, well, okay. Oh, there, kind of worked. Okay. I'm sorry that it's not started where I wanted to. Let's try back. Oh, here we go. I don't know why this screen's not working. All right, that screen's not working. All right, well, settings is a symbol that looks like a gear on the iPhone. Is kind of a fan looking thing, but it's a gear actually. So if you see a gear, you're going to want to touch it wherever you are and just read, just look, read. So this is what the Android's quick access panel looks like and the iPhone's quick access or iPhone's control panel. So if you have your Android, remember to get your quick access panel, you slide down from the top of your phone and you slide down. If you have an iPhone, you touch the bottom of your phone where the start button is and slide up. Don't push the button, just slide up and you'll see your iPhone controls. And this is just, again, a quick way to get to certain controls that you might want to turn on or off quickly. All right, I'm going to go through some of these that are here. So again, look at your own. I hope you're able to find it. Again, slide either from the top or the bottom, and like a shade pulls down or up. In your Android, you may slide twice. You may have to slide twice to see more. Okay, so settings you'll see there are like your Wi-Fi and your data, and you should see them colorful or lit up, not faded or grayed out. Faded or grayed out means something's turned off, and touching it again, touching it'll turn it on. And again, you have to kind of look at your own phone. Sometimes it's hard to tell if something's turned on or off. So you just kind of want to touch things and see how it looks when it changes, see what it looks like when it changes, okay? And then touch it again to put it back. A lot of tools are like a toggle switch. You touch it once to turn it on, you touch it again to turn it off. And sometimes when you touch it, it changes to a different look. And then again, just touch it again to change it back. So Wi-Fi and data are how your devices connect to the internet. And what makes your phones and your devices smart are connecting to the internet, because everything's on the internet. Being able to connect to the internet is smart, okay? But Wi-Fi and data are how your devices connect. So you need those on in order to do anything that has to do with the internet. And not all your apps, but almost all your apps use the internet at some point or another, okay? So airplane mode is one of those controls that you see, one of the settings. Airplane mode turns off your Wi-Fi and data, because when you're on an airplane and you're moving several hundred miles an hour through miles, miles and miles and miles of air, you're passing by many towers, and your phone, can't connect. It's trying to connect to each one of them, and you don't want it to do that. So you do want to put on your, if you fly, you do want to turn on your airplane mode. I think they tell you to do that. You do want to do that, and they'll tell you when you can turn it back on again. For some reason, there are times when you can, but generally you can't. I don't fly. I shouldn't have said that. I don't really know the details there. But airplane mode is to turn off the Wi-Fi and the data. Right? It's also a quick way to turn them both off if you want to. Now, another symbol that you have is Bluetooth. It's kind of a squiggly symbol with a line through it. Now, excuse me, sometimes you have a Bluetooth device that you buy, maybe a speaker or a headset. And when you want to use them, you turn on your Bluetooth. And when you turn it on, your Bluetooth looks for devices nearby that are other Bluetooth devices, and it will show it to you in a list. Wi-Fi does the same thing. It'll show you in a list. When you turn on your Wi-Fi, it'll show you a list of Wi-Fi networks nearby. And you pick the one that's your device. Now, when you get your device, it tells you a name, and that's the name that you have to know and look for. And it likely will have your Bluetooth doesn't have a password, but your Wi-Fi might have a password that you put in. So once you find the name, you choose it. If you need to put in a password, you put in the password, and then you're connected. When you're done with your Bluetooth device, you should disconnect. You should turn your Bluetooth off again. if you're worried about other people getting into your phone, say you're in a busy place, not that anybody's in a busy place nowadays, but if you were, and you were worried there was some hacker somewhere that's trying to get into your phone and see what you're doing on your phone, you can just turn off your Wi-Fi and your data. And again, the airplane mode is a quick way to do that. But again, you won't be able to do certain things with your device now with the Wi-Fi data turned off. When you feel safe, you turn it back on. Okay. Having a password should make you feel safe. If you're somewhere where you don't know, you ask them what the password is. Okay? Once you put in a Wi-Fi password, your phone remembers it. You can tell the phone to forget it, okay? But it remembers it. So when you leave a place that you're connected to Wi-Fi, your phone, once you get a certain distance away, your phone disconnects. And when you come back to that same place, once you get close enough, your phone will remember and reconnect to that Wi-Fi. So when places you go to commonly, you should connect to the Wi-Fi. Excuse me, sorry.
Nancy, it's Jane Brown. I'd like to I have a question.
Okay.
I have an iPhone, and on the screen here, I see the square that has an airplane. Which are those other three symbols? There's two in blue and one in green.
Okay.
What do they mean, Nancy?
The squiggly looking one is the Bluetooth.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? A squiggly with a line through it. The one that looks like a fan opening up.
All right.
A windshield wiper.
All right.
That's your Wi-Fi.
That one's Wi-Fi. Okay.
And the other one's a tower, cell tower.
Oh, all right. Okay.
That's your data.
All right. Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you for asking. Excuse me, sorry. I just get kind of dry. On your iPhone, you have a quick way to turn on some music. I don't get into details about that, but you have a way to connect to music. Lots of different ways to connect to music. You also, both of you, iPhones and Androids, have a flashlight. So if you haven't found your flashlight, it should be there. By the way, on your Android, if you see dots, that means there's another page. Slide sideways to see. You have more. Okay. What else is there? There's a tool called rotation or portrait. So when you're holding your phone up and say you're looking at a picture and you want to turn it sideways, when it turns, that's the rotation. If it doesn't say rotation, if it says portrait, it won't turn. Okay, so that's something, sometimes you don't want something to turn. So you turn that to portrait. So that's a tool that's, you might quickly want to change. Oh, I don't want it to do that. Turn that off. So you just swipe down, you find it, you touch it, it turns it off. It won't turn. You swipe down, you touch it, now it'll turn. Okay. Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. Sorry. Okay. So what you should do is look at your own quick access or control panel and look to see what's turned on and what's turned off. Okay. Again, your Wi-Fi and your data should probably be turned on pretty much all the time. Like I said, if you're worried about somebody getting into your phone when you're away somewhere, you might want to turn them off. But generally, you need them on. Okay. It's up to you if you want that rotation. Excuse me. You have a volume, probably have a volume control in there. Okay. And a brightness control. Okay, to brighten your screen or make it a little duller, because sometimes it's too bright for your eyes. And again, they say that to keep the brightness low on all your devices, because these devices aren't good for our eyes. If you see something that's like called a blue light filter, you want that on because that's better for your eyes. Okay. There's a do not disturb mode on your iPhone. That's the moon, and touching that quiets your phone. So you can quickly quiet everything because you're, in a class or, you're in church or in a movie or something and you want your phone not to make any noise. Okay.
Nancy. Nancy.
Yes, go ahead, Teresa.
On my Android, it says night light on at 10 p.m. Now, does it mean that if I use the phone at 10 or afterwards in the evening, it automatically goes to a blue light or something like that?
Yeah, so it'll be a softer light, so it won't be so bright on your eyes. And you can probably change that 10 p.m. to any time.
Ah,
There's probably a setting to change it to whatever time you want it to be.
okay.
A lot of times your brightness has an automatic setting, and turn that on if you want, because the light changes. You're outside, you're inside, and the light changes and it'll automatically change. And even if it automatically changes, say it automatically changes and it makes it kind of dull, but
Mhm.
you want it to be brighter, you can always swipe down and make it brighter.
Okay.
Okay. So you learn how to slide those little tools there. All right, I'm going to go on for a second. Now that I figured out how to, okay. All settings. All right, so all settings is kind of what, oops, I lost it. We're going to talk more about now, because that's where you go to find all the settings for your device and all the settings for all your apps. Okay. On your Android, it may look like one of these two pictures here, where you just see a list of every single setting. Over here are tabs with categories of settings. And oops, sorry. And you choose a different, you choose each category to see different settings. And on your iPhone, it probably looks more like this. And you may see more. The words here, the font is big. That's a setting. You can change the fonts to be text size to be bigger. And then you can't see as much on a page, but it's showing you stuff. Whenever you see arrows, especially arrows that point to the right, that means there's more there, touch them. Arrows always mean more, touch arrows. You see more to do with what you're looking at or what you're touching. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop this now. And we're going to look at each other again. Hello. I'm not able to see very many of you at the same time. Okay. All right, so let's go to our settings. We haven't already. Oh, this is kind of, I'm going to do it this way. It's the wrong hand. Let me turn my device on. I have a new phone. This is a new phone. And I haven't looked at all my settings yet. So I can't, it's hard for me to see. Okay. So again, look for your all settings. Look through all your apps. One of them is a settings or a gear. Okay, here's mine. This is what mine looks like on this phone. It's a gear. Now, if you have your Android and you slide down, you probably have a little gear up here in the corner. You can go there and touch that one. Either way, you're going to get to your settings. Oh, you guys, I'm sorry. The glare is hard.
Yeah.
Look at your own phone. Don't even look at mine. I'm trying to show you and you can't even see anything. Here. Oh, almost see, right? Okay. You guys know when you look at your screen, whatever you see, that's what I see. That's what we all see. So when you want to show me something on your screen, you just move your phone. Oh, there. All right. So I'm in settings. Up here it says settings.
Is it coming in or going?
And here's just a lot of settings you can slide through and see more settings. It's hard for me to do this backwards.
Oh, yeah.
At the beginning of your device, you should see your settings for your network, your Wi-Fi and your data and all that. If I get closer. Oh, that worked. Let's try to get closer. Okay, let me get out of here. Arrow. Oops, wrong thing. Okay, so for example, here I have network and internet stuff. And it even says Wi-Fi, mobile data, tethering, other things. So you touch there. And here, and now I'm in there. And here are the different settings. There's where my airplane mode is and things. Okay. Over here are buttons to turn on or off. And again, if it's colorful, it's on. If it's not so colorful, it's off. And just kind of slide through and look and read what you see. Okay. Again, I don't know all the details. Wi-Fi is something you're going to want to see. You're connected to whatever, oops, your home Wi-Fi right now. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Oh, this is working. Oh, almost.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in the wrong spot. Okay. So when you go somewhere and you connect to the Wi-Fi, you'll see it there. Okay. When you're in your quick access, basically all you see is it turned on or off. If I
Mhm.
swipe again, it tells me. My Wi-Fi actually tells me I'm connected to the Wi-Fi.
Hmm.
Sorry. I'm trying to show you which one's the Wi-Fi. It's hard to do. I know this is hard to do on the screen, guys. I hope you're able to look at your own. So if you have any questions, remember, just hold your space bar button and go ahead and ask. Now, here's what I want to show you. All right, so if I touch something, I didn't mean to touch. I didn't want to be here. Okay, check at the top and see if there's an arrow pointing back. Okay, and go back. Touch that to go back. That's how you get back to the list where you were before. Okay, so I'm in the network. I don't want to be in network. See how there's an arrow next to network up here at the top? I'm done with this. So I touch the arrow and now I'm back into settings. And I can choose a different setting. So I have sound settings, display settings, your security and lock screen. Now yours may be worded differently. Go ahead and look at yours. You have the same kinds of settings. So this is where you should spend some time. Take some time, maybe, every day if you want to, and look at these settings and try to see what's turned on and what's turned off. And if you understand it and you want to change it, change it. If you're not sure what it means, just leave it however it is, either on or off. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, so again, your network settings are showing you your Wi-Fi and your data information. And you can see how much data you're using. And if you pay for a data plan, you might want to go there and see. And see what other kind of information you can find out there. Okay, again, you learn things about your device by reading the settings. So I'm still trying to make this show up better. Sound, okay, your device makes all kinds of sounds. You can change the sounds. So if I go to sound, again, I just touch it. And now I'm in the sound settings. And I can change, I'm on silent right now. I silenced my devices. This is what I did before the class started. I said, hey, Google. And then I said, turn on, do not just, Google's listening to me right now. And I told it, turn on, do not disturb, sorry, for 2 hours. And my do not disturb is turned on. So I'm on silent right now. Okay, but I can change it. There's a volume, when my phone rings and somebody calls me, that's the ringtone. And I can change it. What's there is just whatever was there when I first got it. I didn't change it yet. Again, this is a new phone and I need to go through settings and set things the way I like it. Okay. I'm trying to see what else is, okay. When you get a notification, what kind of sound do you have? Okay. And again, there's that do not disturb. You can have it turned on or off. Just slide through yours and make sure you're sliding. Remember, sliding means once you touch, don't lift your finger up until you slide. And see what kind of, you guys probably have different settings than I have. So I'm not going to talk about each setting, but if you have any questions on any of your settings, again, hold your space bar to unmute. And now once you see what's on, see what's off. Color is on. If it's not colorful, it's probably off. I'm done with sound. So I'm going to use that little arrow up here and go back. I'm still in settings. I did sound. Now I want to look at other things. Display is a really good one. I think we talked about display last week. So if you were here last week, we went into that a little bit. Oops, I just got the wrong one. Display. And that's where you find things like your font or your text size. And again, touch. And then it'll show you, here's what size it is. And you have a little slide bar and you slide this little bar and it'll show you how big the words got or how small. So you do it whatever size you want. I'm touching my screen. And then what other choices do you have? You have different fonts. Sorry, I'm trying to show you, but it's kind of hard. You can choose something different here. And it'll change how it looks. I'll show you what it's going to look like. These aren't that different. Okay, so you pick whichever one you like. Now in this, once I make a choice, sometimes you see circles. That's an option. You can choose one. And if you choose another one, the other one's not chosen anymore. So you pick one. But a lot of times then you have to apply that change. So if you see apply or save, oops, sorry, touched something I didn't mean to. You may have to touch apply to make that happen. If you don't want anything to change, cancel won't make anything change. It'll just get you out of this window, whatever you're looking at. So display has a lot of things on how things look. Wallpaper is the picture that is on the background. And you have a wallpaper for your phone and you have a wallpaper for your, what they call your lock screen when your phone is locked. You be looking at other settings?
Nancy,
Yes.
a question on the display and brightness. Mine says auto lock 3 minutes. What does that mean?
Okay, so you know when your phone, you don't touch your phone for a little while and then it goes black? That's how long. Okay, if you touch that, you'll see different times. And everybody, again, your wording might be different. Let's see, mine is called screen timeout. So I'm not sure if I was correct exactly, but I think that's what that was. So again, everybody's, if you're an Android, it's probably worded differently. Your iPhones probably all say the same thing. But I'm not showing you an iPhone, so I can't tell you that. Okay. Still trying to make this work better. Sorry. So I'm in the display. I'm just kind of trying to show you some of the things that can be changed. So I have my timeout for 2 minutes. So if you don't touch the screen, you're just reading. After 2 minutes, it'll go black. So again, that's something you can change. You can change it back and forth anytime you want. If you're low on your battery, there's a screensaver. I'm not sure why I'm sorry, I was wrong. There's a battery saver if you're low on your battery. We're not there. Screensaver is something that when your screen is, when you're charging, you can have it show something. Okay? Like mine shows the clock, but you can change it. And again, if I touch screensaver, and again, you might not have it. Here are my choices: clock, the weather, or photos. So when your phone is plugged in and charging, you can have photos showing if anybody's looking at it. Again, and maybe you don't have that choice. You go to your device, you look at your settings, and you see what kind of settings you have.
A question.
Yep. Hold your space bar while you're talking.
Sorry. Easy mode. What does that mean?
Oh, okay. It's a different way for your home screen to look. Okay, so however your home screen looks now, there's different ways. I think easy mode puts like a screen with a bunch of faces where you can put your contacts, so people you call a lot can be right on your screen, your home screen. But there's different views, different ways, different modes, different looks. And what you can do is try each one and see if you like it. Then you go back to the setting and then change it back if you don't like it. Here's the trick: remembering where that setting is again, because there are a lot of settings everywhere. And sometimes you find a setting and you change it, and then later you want to change it back and you're like, where's that setting? That's why it's a good idea to kind of just look at your settings every now and then, just to kind of get familiar with them. Even again, if you're not sure exactly what they are. So I'm going out of display now, back. Okay. And these are some things we did talk about last week too, if you were here, but there's so many other settings. Okay. The lock screen and security, that's where you put in your password or your fingerprint, or maybe you have a face recognition thing, but you go there and you see. When you see what choices are, what settings you have, what can be changed, not changed. How about battery? Go to your whole settings and look for your battery settings. My battery, mine's telling me I'm at 97%. I'm discharging right now. I was charged up before class.
Would that be under device care, battery storage and memory?
Maybe it says battery storage. It says that might
It's
be.
under, the app says device care. And then underneath that, it says battery, storage, and
I
memory.
think you have another setting for just battery. So look for that back arrow at the top. Get back to your general settings where there's no back arrow. I think I've done the whole list and just slide up and down and see if you can find just battery. I think there's one called battery. Are you on an iPhone, Joanne?
I am, yeah.
No? Oh, okay. So yeah, you should have one called battery.
I have the battery, yeah.
Okay.
I found that.
Okay. But just information that you might want to know. And when you're plugged in, it'll tell you if it's charging and how far and things like that. Okay. So I'm going to back out of battery.
Can you explain what battery saver imply or?
Oh yes, that's again. Oh yes. So you're using your phone. You're out. You don't have your cord to plug in, or you're not able to plug in anywhere. You're
Right.
getting low.
Ah,
Turn on battery saver
oh,
because your phone actually is doing a lot of things in the background, even when you're not using it. A battery saver will stop it from doing certain things, so it's not using the battery as much.
okay.
Okay. And you may have settings in there to to turn battery saver on when it gets to a certain percentage.
Yeah, I see
You
it here.
automatically turn it on. Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
on and off choice. Yeah.
You probably want if you have an automatic, when it gets to maybe 20% or 15% or something like that, automatically turn on battery saver. And you should get a message. Your phone will notify you. You get that little, your notification screen where you get all your messages. A
Yeah.
little pop-up will come up and let you know that your phone is their battery's low. Your phone
Uh-huh.
tells you a lot of stuff. So when your phone makes a sound, look at it right away if you can, if you're able to, because it'll tell you something. And then again, that goes away. But if you swipe down, you can find all your notifications. So whatever it's telling you will still be there.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah.
So everybody remember to do that. All right. So let's see what other settings we want to look at that are pretty important. Here, go. Oh, you know what? Go to account. Look for accounts.
Oh yeah.
Settings. Okay, because your device should be attached to accounts that you have, your email account. And notice I have a Facebook account, Messenger, which is part of Facebook. It's a texting from Facebook. I actually have 2 emails. I can add more accounts. Plus sign always means to add something. Where it depends on where you are. Where am I right now? At the top, I'm in accounts. So the top is telling me where I am, and then I have a list of things I can do about this. So you can see what accounts you are signed into. And again, you should be signed into at least one main account, your email account. And then everything you do gets saved there. Your contacts, your pictures will get saved in your account. So if you don't have this device anymore, you just get another device, sign into your account, the same email, same name and password, and your stuff is there. Okay. So just so you know, do you see accounts? Did you know
Would
you
it
had
be-
so many accounts?
Would it be called something different on the iPhone?
I believe it's accounts. Are you in the main settings?
In which setting?
In the whole list of the main
Yeah,
settings?
settings, yes,
And
yes.
you're scrolling through and you don't see something that looks like accounts?
No.
Or I don't know what else it would be called.
Oh, I got it. Password and accounts. Okay,
yeah.
passwords
go.
and accounts.
Because of course you need a password for your account, so no one else
Mhm.
gets into your account. Your account is safe as long as your password is saved. Is safe. You keep it safe, and don't always remember your passwords. You're going to have a lot of passwords every time you create an account. You create accounts all the time, and a pop-up just came up on me. And you need to remember them. So do find a way to remember them. Okay. the password and the name and the place that it goes with. It could be an app or a website or something. Okay, all right, I backed out of accounts. I'm back in the whole list again. I'm trying to see what else might be pretty handy for everybody.
Storage.
Storage is
Nancy?
a good idea. Yep. Storage is a little, kind of more complicated, I think. But storage will show you how much space you have, how much you're using up, and you'll have a way to free up some space.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, go to free up space and just, get rid of stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so like for pictures, for example, you can even, if you do pictures a lot, you can even go right into the Photos app, and there's a setting in there where you can free up, and it only takes off photos that are backed up. Now, generally, whenever you take a picture, again, in your photos, it's either in photos or camera, but there are settings for your pictures that you can say, back up my pictures right away using data or Wi-Fi. So your pictures get backed up no matter where you are, your pictures are backed up to your account. But if you have a limited data plan that you pay every month for, you might not want to use data. You might want to upload only on Wi-Fi. So if you take a picture somewhere and you're not connected to Wi-Fi, the picture isn't in your account yet until you get it attached to Wi-Fi somewhere. And then the picture gets uploaded into your account. Okay, so once it's in your account, you won't lose it. If it's still on your phone, there's a chance you might lose it.
Oh, I think I understand. Like if I
Could you
am
delete
going
it?
to Niagara Falls and took pictures of the falls, then don't upload the picture till I get home and use my own home Wi-Fi to
Yeah.
upload the pictures.
Yes, and it will just do it automatically once you get connected to Wi-Fi. You don't have to
Oh.
tell it to do it.
Okay.
But you might have to go to the settings and say only Wi-Fi, upload only during Wi-Fi.
Oh,
You use
where
the
is
word
the
sync or upload or copy. It kind of all means the same thing.
Excuse me, Nancy.
Go
Where
ahead.
did you say we
Olivia?
do that so that it'll only do it when you're on Wi-Fi? Just set
So
that.
there's some setting somewhere. Yeah, you're asking me where that setting is, Olivia? I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me think. I would go to photos to find it first.
Okay.
But it could be in this store. No, this storage is just to see how much is there. Actually, when I touch pictures on my screen in settings, it opened up and it's asking me to choose photos. Photos or gallery. I use photos. But if you go to your photos, you're going to have some kind of settings or some place to get to settings. I'm trying to see if I can find it in mine. So on mine, again, I'm in Photos, Google Photos, and I have a little picture up here in the corner.
Yeah.
That's your profile. That's where you find all your account information and things like that. So that's where I go. You might have dots or lines, and it might be on the other side, or if your iPhone, maybe yours is on the bottom. But somewhere, once you're in Photos, somewhere there's a place for settings. So once I touch that picture, here's what I see. So I have
Yeah.
photo settings down here.
Right.
Okay, but I also have all this other information that's telling me.
Okay, I'll look for it. Thank you.
Okay, so now I'm in the photo settings, which is really part of settings if I just learn how to find it that way too. Where we originally were in settings. So somewhere, you know what, I'm not even seeing. Like I said, this is a new phone for me and I haven't even looked at that yet. There's a lot of stuff, and all your newer devices will have even more features, more different settings that you can change. So I do have to kind of look through mine and do this too. Hide from motion. Yeah, there's a backup and sync setting in my photos that I can choose to back up. Oh. And whenever you take a lot of pictures, or whatever you do with your device, the more you use it, your device understands that you're using something, or when you're using something new, it'll give you information. So when things pop up as you're doing stuff, you do want to read, because a lot of times it's telling you things and giving you more information. Upload photos from this device to Google account. Storage, there's always a way to pay for more storage if you need, but there's a lot of free storage. Probably don't have to pay for it, but you do have that choice. I'm not actually finding that thing that says backup on Wi-Fi only. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm in my phone settings. All right, again, I just had to kind of look through one, and I see one called, excuse me, call data. I don't even know which, I don't even know which one I touched. Call data usage, I think I touched. Yes, call data usage. And again, my other phone doesn't say this. And it says backup over data, and it's turned off. So that means it'll only work, it'll only back up during Wi-Fi. But again, if you're in Niagara Falls and you're not going to be going home soon, or you're not going to be connecting to Wi-Fi and you're afraid you're going to lose your pictures, go ahead and turn that on so it does back up over data. But again, it's using your data. So it's a matter of your, personal choice. Do you want to use data or not? And that depends on if you're paying data monthly. Photos and videos take a lot of data. So there are a lot of settings. Again, if you just kind of go through and read them, a lot of them are pretty logical. Sometimes, and depending on the phone, some are harder to, the way they word them are harder to understand. But you just touch things and see what it says. And see what
I'm sorry, I was interrupted by a doorbell, but backup and sync, what does it really mean? Sync.
That means to make a copy into your account. Okay, so I'm in photos. Again, if I take pictures, the pictures are on this phone. But as long as I'm, as long as I have my backup turned on, and you definitely want to have your backup turned on always,
Okay.
it'll automatically back up into my account. Again, I have a choice to back up only Wi-Fi or data also.
Okay.
Okay, so again, sync, backup, download, upload, those all mean copy. Make a copy somewhere. Okay. Okay. I'm still in my photo settings. If there's a lot of, if you do use your camera and take pictures and stuff, you probably want to look in the photo settings. It's a lot of interesting things. And again, depending on your device, what it can do, that you may want to turn on or off. Your Android has a thing, and I don't know if iPhone does it, where it will group similar faces. Okay, so when you take pictures of people and you go into your photos, and it might be different on the app than if you go online and go to your photos, sign into your account and your name and password and go to your photos that way. But it'll create albums of those. Every time you have a picture with that person's face, it'll make an album with everybody. That person will be in every picture. And sometimes it's wrong, but it's pretty good. It's really pretty good. It even groups other things, not just faces, your pets. And if you take pictures of flowers a lot, you'll have albums of flowers. If you take pictures of water, you'll have water, albums and stuff like that. So your phones do a lot of things for you automatically. It's all in the settings. You go to the settings to see how it's already set. And you can change any settings. So there's just a lot, you want to look through your settings. You just want to kind of look through and get familiar. Any questions on any specific settings now? There's a lot, right? No questions, anybody? I feel like I'm missing out on some stuff here. I can't see everybody now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, whoever that was. Yep.
Okay.
Oops.
Is there a place where you can find where you can speak and it will write in the message that you want to text?
Yes, wherever you see a microphone. All right. So if you're texting,
okay, let me get texting.
Go to your messaging app, and whoever you want to text to.
Okay, wait a minute, messaging, okay, messages, all right.
Mhm.
And then,
then,
okay, I'm supposed to
then you're
find the
gonna-
microphone?
yeah, whoever you're messaging to, once you have your keyboard up,
Yeah, okay, yeah,
look on your keyboard for a microphone somewhere.
perfect, I got it.
Okay, everybody's is in a different place, so I'm not going to point where it is, but it's on your keyboard somewhere.
Okay,
Excuse me. And touch it, it turns on, and you talk, and you can see what it types.
good morning. Yep, it didn't, try it
You can
again.
say things like period, exclamation point, question mark.
Question mark. The bar is not moving. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Touch the microphone again.
Okay, now it binked. All right. Oh, it's doing a beautiful job.
Yeah, there you go. And of
Thank you.
course, once you're done, you touch the microphone again, it gives you back the keyboard. And then you read it, and if something's wrong or you need to add a period or a comma or something, you touch there and your keyboard comes up and you can fix things.
Would you say that again, please?
Yes. So
Hello there.
once you said whatever you say, you see it written, okay? And then you're going to read it in case it's wrong or you need to change something, okay?
Yes.
So then you touch the word where you typed. I don't have anything there, but wherever you typed, you touch there and your keyboard will be there. And again, you can fix it.
Okay, perfect.
You change anything that
Hi,
you
Karen,
said.
how are the
Because
rabbits?
again, it might hear something wrong, or if you have the TV on or radio or something, you'll hear that and might put that in there too, along with your whatever you said. So you do want to look at it when you're talking to it because it is showing you what it's hearing.
This is a lot easier.
Yeah. And next week, again, we are going to talk about talking to the phone more. So you'll want to do that.
Do we
Then
have
it's
to,
really helpful when you learn to
Do-
talk to your phone.
do we have to register for next week? I registered for 3 classes. And are there more classes?
You'll have to talk to Cindy or Nancy about that. I think you have to register for every class.
Okay,
Okay. Because otherwise, that's how you get the link.
okay,
Otherwise, you don't have the right link.
okay.
So yeah, you do. All right. Any other questions about any settings? What if I know? So as you can see, there are a lot of settings. And again, each app has settings. So like I said, any app that you use, including your text messaging, look for settings and see what kind of settings there are that you may want to change. Things you might want to turn on or turn off. I just learned that there are text settings that if we both have this certain setting turned on, then when if I send a message to you and you read it, my phone tells me you read it. Okay.
Oh, mhm.
Yeah, I just learned about this and I think you both have to have it turned on. So I'm not sure if it matters which exact phone you're using. I found it on a friend of mine. She has a son who she needs to, kind of keep track of, and he's he needs help. So I think she didn't even know. I think her daughter must have done it for them. So she set both of their phones. So the mother knows that he read or he didn't read it. She knows he didn't read the message yet. So that's kind of interesting. So again, it's a matter of whatever apps you use, look for the settings, and they're usually in that upper corner
Karen Jones.
in the dots or the lines, or again, a gear, and just go through settings and just look at things and read and see how it's set, how things are set. You may want to change things, or again, you may find some more fun and interesting things that you can do with your devices.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah. It's regarding the, say, Gmail account. I'm reading the Gmail on the cell phone, and then I'll read the Gmail on my desktop. On my cell phone, I usually read it more often because it's convenient. I'm eating, I could look at it. Whereas the desktop is in bedroom and you have to turn it on, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So I deleted stuff on the cell phone after I read it, but it's still on my desktop.
Yeah. So it's not really deleting, right? It's not really deleting. And there may be a setting in your email app that you're using on your phone that says you can delete it or archive, I think is the other word they use. Yeah, so I think you're just getting rid of stuff that you don't need, but just as a safety measure, in case you accidentally deleted something, it's not really deleted until you go to your desktop or to your, you can go to your account from your phone, but not using the app. Just go to your internet, just like you would on your desktop, and go to wherever it is, Google or AOL or Verizon or wherever your email's at. Sign in with your name and password. You can do that on your phone also. So you can read your email that way and delete that way. But there may be a setting that says actually delete when you swipe.
Really?
So it's a matter, again, looking in your settings of your email app. But your apps are kind of like a travel version of something. It's not the full version. So you do have to go to the website to get the full version, and the full version allows you to do more. Some things you can't do on the travel version, because again, you don't need it. It's just when you're, quick, I just want to get it done. But you're right, a lot of people do read their email that way. So it's probably a setting in your email app.
I see. So, but does it mean, on the other hand, if I read this email first on my desktop and I delete it, then I won't see it ever on my cell phone?
Yes, that's correct. So
Thank
on
you.
your desktop, you're actually using the website, not the app.
Okay.
Again, there is a difference between using the app and the website. Okay. Most apps are really
Nancy?
easy and let you do the things you want to do easiest, the most. Go ahead, Olivia.
Yes, this might be a little off topic, but can you talk about, or are you familiar with syncing texts to email or to your laptop so that you don't have to be texting on your phone? You can use like your laptop to do it. I'm not sure if it's really
I'm sorry,
complicated or.
text. You want to save text? You know what? I was just trying to figure that out. And
Well, not just to save them, but actually like to sync it so that if you get a text, you could respond like from your email or your computer instead
from
of
your
from your
computer.
phone.
Yeah, you know what? It's an app you have to get. And I don't
Oh.
really actually know the exact name of it. I'm sure there's more than one app that does the same kind of thing. But there's an app that you have to get on your desktop that
Okay.
lets you sync your messages together. So you know how to find it? You go to the Play Store.
Oh, and then just
go to the
search in
Play
there.
Store and just type in, hey, I want an app that does blah, 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 blah. You can just type all that in if you want, if you don't know what it's called.
Okay.
And you'll probably find a group of them. And remember, always go to the Play Store when you want something, or App Store, depending on which Android or iPhone.
Thank you.
It's safety is built into that. So any app you get from your store that's on your device is safe. Okay.
Thank you.
Screened for you, and it tells you that too. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? I feel like there's something. Did somebody type something in the chat? I'm still, for some reason, I'm not seeing. Okay, so someone asked the difference between gallery and photos. I wasn't able to see it. I'm not able to see everything for some reason on my screen here. Oh, by the way, those of you who were with me last week, remember there was a buzzing sound or a motor sound? Are you hearing that this week?
No.
No.
Okay, I'm using a laptop this time. So I think it's because I have my desktop is all-in-one, where the computer and the mic and the monitor are all one piece. So I think you're hearing my computer running. I'm using a laptop this time, so it's clear. We're good. I think the camera's better on this one too, and maybe the microphone's better on this one. I'll be using this all the time now. Although I like the big screen. My laptop has a big screen. So I do like that. Okay. Anything else? Are we about? Oh yeah, we're about out of time.
Thank you very much, Nancy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You open up a whole new world to us. Thank you.
It is a whole new world. Yes. And don't be afraid of it. Keep trying.
Yes, it is.
It is really, and the more I teach it, the more I learn stuff. Like I said, I just learned that feature about a read receipt. They know it's read or not. So that was interesting. So each app you use, again, go to that app and look for the settings and just see what you see. Okay?
Thank you.
And hopefully I'll see you next week. We'll talk to our phones next week.
Nancy, can I ask you one more question, please?
Absolutely.
Do you
I'll be
happen to have this WeChat app? Because
Okay,
I've
I don't know WeChat, but I heard of it.
Okay. Anyway, on this app, usually groups of friends or friends, connect to me, and then all of a sudden there's a new entity that got into my WeChat, account. Kind of like, see,
It's a person
know,
you don't know.
I try to delete that. I have trouble deleting it. I don't want it to be there.
Oh, there should be a way to remove them. So again, the one you want, are you you're on an iPhone or?
No, I'm on Android.
Try pressing, just touch it,
Press.
hold it. You don't really press, remember, just put your finger there.
Oh, delete
There
chat.
it is.
Delete
I'm
now.
deleting the chat or the person though.
Yeah, I don't see it anymore. It went bye-bye.
Oh,
That's what you
good.
wanted? All right.
It
All right,
bothered
good.
me
So a
for
lot of times when you're looking at a screen, if you don't see anything, just touch your screen and you see stuff. And if you still don't see what you're looking for, again, look for arrows, dots, the lines, or try pressing whatever it is you want to work with.
I
And
see.
again, that just means putting your finger there and don't lift your finger up for a second. And then you'll see other stuff. You'll see other
Yeah.
options. Pressing or holding is the same as a right click on a mouse if you're used to a mouse. And that shows you options, more things you can do with whatever it is you're touching.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
Very
welcome.
good.
And by the way, with your iPhone, sometimes you have to use 2 fingers or 3 fingers to slide. And it does something different.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Okay. All
Okay.
right. So again, thank you for taking my WISE class. WISE
Thank
phone
you.
class.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
You're very
much.
Thank you.
We
Wonderful.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Good. It's my pleasure. Glad to help out. I'll see you guys next week, probably.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead and leave, and I'm going to wait for Nancy from Senior Services to come back.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
You too. Um,
Does anyone need help? You should have leave on your bottom right corner. Leave meeting.
Okay, no, leave meeting.
Leave meeting. Thank you. All right. Am I like in full screen or something? There's my F11. There it is. Excuse me. Oh, I didn't answer the gallery photo question. All right, I'm still recording and I forgot to answer the galleries photos questions. What's the difference? Photos is, they're kind of different apps that do the same thing. If it's the Google Photos, it's attached to your Google account. Gallery is more your phone's photo album. Generally, you want to pick one and maybe use the same one. Look at both. They have different editors, different ways of editing pictures. You may like one more than the other. Gallery, I'm not sure about how it syncs to your account. You might have to again look into settings and tell it to sync. And photos, again, if it's Google Photos, it syncs to your Google account and gets synced and saved there. So I started to answer and never finished. Sorry. All right, and now we're done. I'm going to stop the recording.